Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. Today we're doing the NFL Week 9 predictions. Can't believe we're going into the halfway point of the season already. And happy early Halloween to everybody before we get into these predictions. Even if you're not celebrating it, happy Halloween. And quickly before we get into this video as well, my nose is kind of stuffy right now, so if I sound a bit off, well, I usually do because I yap for so long. And I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit quicker than usual. So I'm just going to jump right into this video. But for the first game, we got Texans at Jets. The Texans, man, they barely beat the Colts, which is not good. The Colts are a really bad football team. Anthony Richardson got tired. Like, what? How do you just get tired? Like, what the heck, bro? That makes zero sense. But the Texans just getting the job done. Got news that Stephon Diggs is going to miss the remainder of the NFL season. Or, miss the regular season, I think. He just missing the season. And that's a big woof. Nico Collins supposed to come back for Week 10. But for now, they're going to deal with only Dalton Schultz, Tank Dell, and Mixon. Playing the Jets, which the Jets lost to the Patriots, and what I say after they lost, I said I wasn't gonna take them, but I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna rock with the Jets here because the Texans are really banged up on offense. Devontae Adams, he's got to be due for a good game. I mean, it's been 2 weeks on that team. Aaron Rodgers has been upsetting. He's not been getting anything going. And the Jets, I am going to take the Jets. This is the last time. If they lose to a banged-up Texans football team here, honestly, they really got to... I mean, this is a must-win game if you're going to try to make the playoffs at all. If you have any shot at making the playoffs, you need to win this football game. And this is the last time I'm actually taking them. Last time. Like, I'm serious. And I'm going to take them 27-19. Maybe their defense has a good game because they only have to cover like 2 people and then like stop the run. So shouldn't be too hard. They'll probably be double covering Tank Dell all game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Next game you got Cowboys at Falcons. The Cowboys, yeah, they pretty much got demolished by the 49ers. Prescott, I think he had a rough start. But they started getting a little better. They started to come back a little bit. CD Lamb's just really good though. And that's what he was the one that put up the points for the Cowboys. Other than CD Lamb, Prescott would have had like 90 some passing yards for the whole other team. No CD Lamb, it wouldn't have been a good game. But he made it a good game. They tried to pull off a comeback. And losing to a banged-up Niners team, George Kittle just cooking their defense, dude. Like usual, I said that would probably happen. And it did. And the Cowboys, they're cooked. The Cowboys, they're cooked. They've been cooked. The Falcons, on the other hand, they beat the Buccaneers. Kyle Pitts having a good day. Bijan, he played efficient. Kirk Cousins had a phenomenal day. 4 touchdowns passing. And Kirk Cousins starting to come along with that offense on the Falcons. The defense has been playing good. But this is a weird game right here. In Atlanta, playing the Cowboys. Something tells me the Cowboys win here. And therefore, I'm going to stick with my mind. And I'm going to say Cowboys win this game. I have the score being 26-20. It's probably going to be a close game if they do win. But I just think the Cowboys are due for another big win. They really need to win this game to keep up in their division. If they don't win this game, I think they're pretty done for. I mean, it's been a really bad season. They have no run game. They have no wide receivers except for CeeDee Lamb. And their offense has just been terrible. Dak Prescott has not had a good year. And yeah. Cowboys really need this win, so I'm going to take the Cowboys. The Falcons, I think they're going to be an up-and-down football team. Probably end up 10-7 this year is my prediction now. So the way things are heading. So Cowboys, you get the win this week. We'll see if you really do. Next game, you got the Dolphins at Bills. The Dolphins had Tua come back. I took the Cardinals last week because I didn't think Tua was coming back. He did, and my pick still was right. So thank you, Tua, for kind of saving my pick there, because that was gonna. I thought that was gonna be a bad pick since I heard Tua was coming back. I was like, oh shoot, well we're good. But the Cardinals are a really tough team right now, and the Dolphins. Honestly, Tyreek Hill. Everybody's happy that he's back on the field, but some people want him to retire, which I think he still should retire because I mean, it's just for his health. I mean, his health is all messed up right now. But yeah, the Buffalo Bills, on the other hand, they demolished the Seahawks. It was like a home game over there, dude. It was like the Bills were playing at home, and they just destroyed them. And Keon Coleman is starting to turn into a weapon. Amari Cooper played okay. And well, I actually didn't see Amari Cooper's stats, but I'm guessing he made it did good. But because the only game I really watched that day was like the Bengals and Eagles, and some of it I missed on that game because I was doing some parade, and yeah. Other than that, I think the Bills win here. Probably close game, I would say 34-31. Bills win this game, just because I just I don't know if I could take Tua to win yet if he hasn't won a game just yet. Well, he's won a game, I think, but man, just him being injured or getting injured again really hurt that team. Tyler Huntley was not able to put anything together whatsoever for that Dolphins team. And I mean, I just don't know. The Dolphins are kind of a weird football team right now. They should try to keep it close. Tyreek Hill's probably due for a big game. Jalen Waddle's probably due for a big game because they've been quiet all season because of quarterback play. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Next game, we got Chargers at Browns. The Chargers. The Chargers, they beat the Saints kind of in an ugly performance. They beat them 26-8. And yeah, the Chargers really need somebody. Ladd McConkey stepped up though for the Chargers, and that was huge. J.K. Dobbins played okay. He did have a touchdown. Justin Herbert looked good. Justin Herbert needs some credit. He's actually played really good. He's just gotten injured. He's always injury prone, and if he stays healthy, they're gonna be doing good. Justin Herbert only 1 interception on the season, which is phenomenal for the Chargers. Good for them. Taking on the Browns, thank you Browns for beating the Ravens. We desperately needed that because we would be in a bigger hole than what we are. Talk about the Bengals, but the Browns, Jameis Winston throwing 3 touchdown passes, and hey, the Browns nearly scored 30 on them. They scored over 20 points that day. Congratulations to you. You broke a record for the year. Yeah, I probably won't do that again. And honestly, this is kind of a Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston, he looks good for a second, and then he comes back playing Dookie Water. And I don't think he's gonna be that Dookie Water, but I have the Chargers winning here pretty easily, 23-10. I think the Chargers. I think if they can get the run going, they can obviously beat the Browns. Justin Herbert can throw the ball and stuff like that. He can spread it to everybody on the field because that's what literally he's been doing just to win these games. That's the only way the Chargers have been winning games, spreading the football around the field to literally every player they have on their roster because they have no number 1 receiver. And yeah, they're still trying to find that guy. Ladd McConkey, though, I think he probably will be that guy as the season goes on. Maybe he has a big game against the Browns, but we'll see how that goes there. Next game, you got Raiders at Bengals. Woof. So the Raiders. Let's talk about the Raiders first. The Raiders, they lost to the Chiefs. Offense looked decent. Defense didn't look that good. Honestly, Gardner Minshew, he played pretty good. Threw for 209, 2 touchdowns. They kept it close. Brock Bowers, He's doing. I mean, honestly, that was just a wonky game for the Raiders. It was odd. Patrick Mahomes threw 2 touchdowns, threw another interception. Patrick Mahomes has just not been playing that good, and I think that game was his like best game yet on the out of the season. And yeah, the Chiefs just really. I don't even know. I don't even know how they're 7-0. That's ridiculous. The Raiders really should have tried to win that game instead of just like blah 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 around in that game. Next up, you got the Bengals, though. The Bengals. Oh my god, bro. Do I have to watch this team anymore? Can we just, like... Somebody needs to... Okay, we lost to the Eagles 37-17, and honestly, we were keeping our own in the first half. Until Zach Taylor made a dumb play call on 4th and 1 in our own territory, and that completely changed the game. Like, literally changed the game. We can't run the ball for crap. Mike Gesicki came up huge, though. Joe Burrow is still playing out of his mind. They're wasting Burrow's season right now, and it sucks, dude. The Raiders, I'll tell you what, if we lose to the Raiders, our season is done. Like, that's it. I mean, if we go 3-6, our season is fully done. We need to win this game. And honestly, I think we will. I think it'll probably be a blowout. I'm gonna take the Bengals here, 41-10. I know that's kind of a higher score than what people think. They really need it though. Maybe they trade for somebody before Sunday happens. I doubt it because that's what the Bengals do. They don't play to win. They really don't play to win. At least the front office. But really, seriously, Cincinnati, you guys gotta sign somebody. Go with your strengths. You need to keep going with your strengths. Try to get Cooper Kupp or something, please. This is so ugly. T. Higgins was injured this week. He should be good to go against the Raiders. And yeah, we could definitely beat the Raiders if we have T. Higgins. So, yeah, and that's just it. Yeah, 41-10, Bengals win. Next game, you got Patriots at Titans. The Patriots, they beat the Jets. Drake May suffering an injury, so Jacoby Brissett had to come out and play again. Still got the win. It was ugly, but hey, you won another game. That's all that matters. And it's kind of sad. The Patriots really wanted to see what they had in Drake May, and yeah, I don't know how bad the injury was though. Who knows? I really didn't watch any of these games, guys. So, pardon me if I sound a bit wacky right now. But yeah, the Titans, on the other hand, they got destroyed by the Lions. They got beat 52-14, and Jared Goff only had 82 passing yards. I think it was 82. 85, 82, something like that. 80-something passing yards. And, dude, that's just crazy. I mean, how do you lose that bad to a quarterback that didn't even throw over 100 yards? They didn't have 100 yards passing, I don't think. Unless, I don't know how many passing yards Hendon Hooker had, because I seen he came in the game. Because of the blowout deficit. But, man, the Titans, they're a mess right now. They need to get stuff going. And honestly, this is the game to do it. I'm going to take the Titans to win this game. Who knows if they do? Probably going to be a close game, though. 17-14, Titans win. They still got more pieces than the Patriots. They got Tyler Boyd, Calvin Ridley, you got Tony Pollard. Mason Rudolph's going to have to be efficient and just win this football game for them, I guess. Unless you just want to tank, because you really need a quarterback now. Because Will Levis is not the answer, apparently, which is so sad. I was excited for a Kentucky quarterback to do good, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Next game, you got Commanders at Giants. The Commanders won off a Hail Mary against the Bears. Before that, the game was ugly. The Bears were supposed to win that game, but they got a walk-off Hail Mary. Jaden Daniels was banged up, still played good. And the Commanders, it's just a great story for the Commanders, man. I mean, it's crazy how Everybody predicted them to be like bottom division, third place in division. I don't think I've seen anybody say second in division. Definitely not first in the division. And they go for winning the division right now. They're winning it. They're in first place. Their only competition right now, honestly, is the Eagles. And they're 5-2. And you're still a game ahead of them. And the Commanders, honestly, you just need to hold your lead. Hold your stuff together. Keep your season in front of you. And yeah, the Commanders, really good team right now. Noah Brown, Terry McLaurin have really stepped up. That run game has looked good this year. Their defense has stepped up a little bit. And their offensive line has been playing decent enough for Jaden Daniels to go crazy. And Jaden Daniels is their quarterback. An amazing story for the Commanders. Meanwhile, the Giants, ugly game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tried to come back, though. It looked ugly. They let up a punt return against them. And, yeah, it was just an ugly football game. Daniel Jones is not the answer. Blake Neighbors, I don't think, got really involved in that game. Darius Slayton had a good game. Other than that, their defense... Let the Steelers score a bunch of points in that. The Giants are a bad football team. I'm taking the Commanders here to blow the Giants out. 34-10. And we're going on for the next game. The next game is Saints at Panthers. The Saints. I mean, their season's cooked. I mean, they're lacking on quarterback play right now. They're lacking on wide receiver play right now. They're lacking at Kamara being consistent. They're lacking on everything. The Saints are a terrible football team right now. And they lost to the Chargers. They did get a safety, but other than that, there was no highlight there. Chris Olave looked good, but I mean, the Saints, they're the Saints. I mean, they just suck right now. They're missing Drew Brees and all kinds of stuff. They're going through some grief, and they're going through some everything. Watching this team this season. Going against the Carolina Panthers, which Bryce Young looked terrible. He didn't look too bad. It was turnovers against the Broncos, but the Panthers, they're pretty cooked too. They're terrible. They're another terrible football team. They have no offense. They just lost Deontay Johnson, by the way, to the Ravens, which, oh my God. Why? Why couldn't the Bengals make that? The Bengals could have made that happen. Just why? Why couldn't you? Why? Just why let us suffer even more? Why, Bengals? Why? But yeah. The Panthers, this game is literally a coin flip on steroids because I don't know who to take. This is such a tough game to take. Honestly, you know what? For chaos, for poops and chaos and all kinds of other stuff, I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers to beat the New Orleans Saints 13-6. Probably ugly game if they do win this game. Yeah, I don't believe in the Panthers or the Saints right now. But I feel like Leggett has looked really good. I feel like their run game with Chuba Hubbard's looked pretty good too. If Bryce Young could just stay efficient, no turnover game, just even passing for 170 yards, no touchdowns, no turnovers, they could probably still win this football game because the Saints are just that bad of a football team. So I am taking the Panthers 13-6. And next game you got Broncos at Ravens, last 1 o'clock game. Broncos, they beat the Panthers. Bo Nix is starting. I'm starting to kind of jump on the Bo Nix train now because, man, he's looked pretty good now these past weeks, and their Broncos are finally starting to get him in a rhythm. Cortland Sutton looked amazing. Their Broncos defense, man, they're playing out of their mind right now. And I know it's just the Panthers, but man, they're playing excellent football. Bo Nix is starting to look better. And the Ravens, on the other hand, they sold against the Ravens defense or the Ravens wide receivers and defense sold against the Browns. Receivers were dropping the ball. The defense was letting Jameis Winston cook, which not a lot of defense can do, or not a lot of defenses can really do, because Jameis Winston is not that good. And yeah, the Ravens, it was kind of ugly. So they saw the receivers drop the ball, and they were like, okay, let's go get Deontay Johnson. The Bengals couldn't do that. Sorry. But, yeah, the Ravens got Deontay Johnson. They're going to look more amazing, which is, yay. And I'm going to take the Ravens to win 24-16. Broncos defense might try to keep it closer than usual. I think the Broncos might struggle against that Ravens defense just a little bit. Should be a closer game. It's going to be a really good game. Probably. Hopefully, I'm rooting for the Broncos in this game, so maybe the Broncos pull off something. But I'm taking the Ravens to win this game, to advance to 6-3, and the Bengals. Please beat the Raiders, I swear. I'm going to cry watching this franchise just suck. Next game, you got Jaguars and Eagles. The Jaguars kept it close against the Packers. Trevor Lawrence looked efficient. Everybody looked efficient against the Packers. Just couldn't get the job done. In the Jaguars, they're just a weird football team. And honestly, I'm starting to think it's because of receiver play now. I understand receivers have been doing okay for them, but they don't have like this big playmaker like they did when Calvin Ridley was there. Trevor Lawrence played good when Calvin Ridley was there. Well, decent, except he missed the playoffs last year. But, yeah, other than that, they played decent last year with Calvin Ridley. And they're just missing wide receiver play. Gabe Davis was obviously not going to fill in for everything they do. So, there's that. But at the same time, some of it's Trevor Lawrence's fault, some of it's the defense, some of it's just inconsistency in games. Taking on the Eagles, which destroyed this. They were kind of keeping it close with the Bengals in the first half, and then they saw that Zach Taylor play, and they're like, oh, let's demolish them now, and that's what they did. Won 37-17. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley all had a good game. Jalen Hurts, 3 rushing touchdowns. Some of them were tush pushes. Or I think one of them was a tush push. And, yeah, the Eagles, they're starting to get into the rhythm now. Nick Sirianni was on his hot seat before. And now people love him. And I think the Eagles going to build off this win. Since the Jaguars kept it close, might be a close game here too. Going to take the Eagles 30-20. They're starting to rock and roll here. And, of course, I had to lose my sister's game. This was supposed... And fun fact, I was supposed to go to the Bengals and Eagles game, but stuff happened, so I couldn't go there. And, honestly, I'm glad that stuff happened, because if I would have went there, I would have been... At least we would have lost by 20 instead of 21 for my first game. That would have been horrible. And then what? Next game I go to is going to be 20 this time, and then 19 points, then 18 points, then 17. Anyways, yeah. Next game, you got Bears at Cardinals. The Bears, they had an ugly game. Caleb Williams did not look that good. The run game looked okay. Other than that, ugly game. They should have won it, though, but they had a Hail Mary against them. And that Bears defender that was, like, taunting Commanders fans regrets life now. After they let up a Hail Mary happen against them. And kind of a sad way for the Bears to lose a football game, would you say? And it's kind of crazy. Kind of really is crazy. And they're taking on the Cardinals, which knocked off the Dolphins. Kyler Murray playing really good football. James Conner just doing James Conner things. And Trey McBride had a good game. Marvin Harrison getting involved had a good game. And that's what happens when you get McBride and Harrison involved. If they can continue doing that, that is going to be a dangerous football. That's going to be a dangerous Cardinals team. And right now, they're leading their division because everybody else sucks. The Rams were injured, the 49ers were injured, the Seahawks are the Seahawks, and yeah, pretty much continues here, except the Rams are getting healthy, so I think the Cardinals and Rams, and potentially 49ers, will be competing for the division there. And the Seahawks, I don't know about the Seahawks. Yeah, the Seahawks are the Seahawks, so who knows? Who knows who wins that division right now? It's all up for grabs. Either way, I am going to actually take the Bears here. I think the Bears are going to win this game. Probably off of field. I'm going to have them winning off a game-winning field goal. They lost off a game-winning Hail Mary, so why not a game-winning field goal? 23-21, Chicago Bears win that game. I think Caleb Williams bounces back. Their defense bounces back. Everything bounces back for them. And, yeah. Next game, you got Lions at Packers, which might be game of the week here. The Lions destroying the Titans. Jared Goff didn't look the greatest. He only had 80-something passing yards and still threw 3 touchdowns. Just craziness. David Montgomery threw a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs was really good. Special teams was doing good. Defense playing good. And it was like the Dallas Cowboys game all over again. Just absolutely killing the Titans. And honestly, the Lions might be the top runner for the Super Bowl. Them and the Chiefs, it might be a Lions-Chiefs Super Bowl. Hopefully Lions-Bengals, but yeah, Lions, what a season they're having right now. Even without Hutchinson, people thought they were going to be bad because Hutchinson's gone, but Hutchinson is not, or Hutchinson really didn't make a difference, I guess. Well, he did, but you know what I mean. And yeah, the Lions, they keep on rolling as the Packers come in. They're going to Lambeau Field to take on the Packers, which Jordan Love had a groin sprain injury. He's weak. I think he's day-to-day right now. He has potential to return for this game. I think he does. And they had a good week against Malik Willis drove Packers to another game-winning field goal against the Jaguars. All of a sudden, the Packers have a kicker. And honestly, hear me out. Jordan Love comes back. This is a trap game to me. The Lions have been doing so good for these past weeks. They're due for a loss. I'm taking the Green Bay Packers to win 24-17. Should be a close game. Should be a fun game in Lambeau. And why did they put this game on prime time? Why the heck is it Colts in Minnesota? The frick are we doing, guys? Next game, you got Rams at Seahawks. The Rams getting healthy, which I didn't think Nakua or Kupp would return for the Minnesota game, and they did, and they came up huge. Kupp, Nakua, both had a good game. Just beating the Vikings. And Stafford was partying. I bet he had a good time getting his wide receivers back. And, yeah. There is still Kupp trade rumors. Maybe he goes somewhere, maybe he doesn't. Please come to Cincinnati. But, yeah, we'll see what happens there. Taking on the Seahawks, which just got destroyed by the Bills. And they honestly should have put that game in Buffalo just to save the Seahawks another home win or a home game because it felt like it was in Buffalo after watching that game. And yeah, the Seahawks. They're the Seahawks. Geno Smith is honestly not the answer. He's too mediocre of a quarterback to take them to the next step. They got all them wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, you name it. Defense is good. And they're still managing to lose games. And honestly, since the Rams are healthy, I'm taking the Rams to beat the Seahawks 31-14. And kind of in another dominant game. They score 4 more points, though, than what they lost to. But honestly, I just have no faith for the Seahawks. The Seahawks, they're blowing their season, too. They would be 0-4 right now if the season started without them going through. Well, actually, no. They'd be 1-4 right now if their season started just after they won those 3 games. So, yeah. Seahawks are kind of coming down to earth again. And I got the healthy Rams winning this game. And for Sunday Night Football, you got Colts at Vikings. The Colts. Anthony Richardson getting tired. I'm sorry, I had to make that joke again. But seriously, that's just pathetic. He's getting benched this week. Joe Flacco is going to start against the Vikings, which honestly gives the Colts some more hope going into this game. Because Joe Flacco, he's played good at his age. I mean, that's crazy. He's still balling, even it doesn't matter what team he's on. The Jets, the Ravens, the Browns, the Colts. He's on all these teams, and he's still balling out. He's like 80,000 years old, and kind of amazing. The Colts fell short against the Texans. Anthony Richardson looked bad as well, and honestly, is it time to get rid of Anthony Richardson? I don't know just yet. I mean, just pathetic to say it. You're getting tired, though. Or you got tired. Just crazy. And the Minnesota Vikings, they lost to the Rams. Obviously, the Rams were healthy, and the Vikings, I still think they're for real, man. Honestly, their defense they kind of let those receivers kind of run around. I mean, Demarcus Robinson had a good game too. They let everybody have a good game on the Rams, and they really need to bounce back against the Colts here on Sunday Night Football, which I have them doing. I am going to go back to Minnesota. If they lose this game, they might be losing some more than expected. But I am going to take the Minnesota Vikings to beat the Colts off, and I got them beating them in a weird way. I got them winning 22-21. I got them beating off of a 2-point conversion. Because I think it's just funny to say this, just for that score. I think it's just funny to see the Colts lose like that again, to the Minnesota Vikings in a kind of a weird way again. That'd be funny. Got them winning by a 2-point conversion, but it probably won't happen. We'll see though. In the last game, you got Monday Night Football, the Buccaneers and Chiefs. The Buccaneers, they had a close game against the Falcons, kinda. They had a late touchdown, but honestly, the Buccaneers, I don't think they're going to be that bad as people think they are now. And honestly, I got a surprise for the Buccaneers, but we'll say that later. Baker Mayfield played okay with the receiver core he has right now. And the Chiefs, they beat the Raiders. Mahomes finally having a good game, still threw an interception. Travis Kelce had a good game. And DeAndre Hopkins is on the Chiefs. They also got Josh Uche, I think is how you say his name, from the Patriots. That helped that pass rush. And the Chiefs, they're looking like a team that just makes no sense because they're playing bad football, yet 7-0. It's crazy. And honestly, I'm getting to that point where they're due for a loss. And the Buccaneers, losing all them receivers, I bet the Chiefs are heavy favorites against this game. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game and show the Chiefs that they're going to be 7-1. 33-20 is the final score of the Buccaneers game, and that is it for that. The bye week teams are the Steelers, 49ers. Will we not be talking about those guys at all. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Turn on that bell for all notifications, and that is it for this video, guys. Happy Halloween to everybody, and peace out.